Hello everyone, thanks for joining today's Vision 6 Power Session using double opt-in for a clean list. My name is Andy, the product trainer here in Brisbane, and I'll be taking you through today's Power Session. So what is the double opt-in feature? Well, it's essentially a process that we can configure that requires your contact to confirm their email address, which is automatically sent out to them after they subscribe. And they can confirm their email address by clicking a link within. So essentially, you can sort of think about what this actually does. It means that only valid email addresses will be the ones that you can send to on your list. So essentially, if someone signs up with a fake email address or an incorrect email address, they'll never get that confirmation email. Thus, they won't be able to click a link in it to confirm their email address. So it's a great way to get a very clean list because you're only then having people on your list and sending to them if their email addresses are valid and real. And having a clean list is actually important because it ensures your contacts are valid and will also result in a much higher email engagement. You can imagine what happens if, say 10% of your list is invalid or incorrect or wrong or fake email addresses. Then the engagement rates when you do an email report, or you look at an email send report, the engagement rates are going to be skewed because it looks at how many people receive that email in total. Whereas if you've got a very clean and valid list, then the engagement percentage, like click-throughs and that kind of thing, will be higher. It also means it will reduce bounces on email sends because you're only sending to addresses that, at the time of subscribing at least, were real and valid. It also improves your sender reputation because your bounces will go down. Your sender reputation can improve as a result of that. So another great feature there. And it can also save you money potentially as well. Because remember, in most cases, the pricing is for the package is priced based on the number of contacts that you have. So if you're removing invalid contacts, then it could potentially take you down to a lower contact bracket and save you some money as well. And it means you have a very active and engaged user base to communicate with because it's just those people that have opted in. The addresses are real and valid and exist. That way, it's a very high engaging and active contact base of customers, clients, and so forth that you can reach out to through the platform. So how does it actually work? And we'll go through setting this up shortly. So first, what happens is when your contact subscribes to one of your lists, generally through an online form, a subscription form or something like that, Vision 6 will then send a confirmation email out to the address that they've entered. The contact must then click a link within that email to confirm their email address. And once that happens, Vision 6 automatically marks that contact as a confirmed contact. I've got some little examples here of what we'll be setting up today. So the contact subscribes to a list. They then get this thank you page that says check your email. Vision 6 then sends them the email. They click the link within. Once the contact clicks the link, they get a thank you page. And then the process finishes off from there. So let's have a look at these quick couple of steps in order to set this up. It doesn't take long at all. Step one there is to adjust the subscription forms thank you page, then the confirmation page. We'll then create a new email and put the confirmation link within. So that makes it very easy for the user to click a link and automatically then it will go through and confirm them. And of course, step 4, then we also need to just set up a quick automation within the platform, which automatically sends out that confirmation link email once they've subscribed. So just 4 quick and easy steps. Let's start with the first couple there. Adjust the subscription form and the confirmation page as well. So we'll go to lists and forms, and this is where all of your Vision 6 lists reside. And as you may remember, if you've used this feature before, forms are attached to lists. That way, when someone fills in a form or subscribes, the platform knows exactly what list to add them to. So let's go into our customers list here, our main one. And you'll see we have our standard subscribe form here. So this is the form you'd normally embed onto your website, sign up for our newsletter or whatever the case might be. This is the little form here. So we can customize the questions on here, of course, and that type of thing, but that's for another session. What we want to look at here is the thank you page as part of the subscribe form. So this appears when the user fills this in and presses subscribe, it will take them to this thank you page here. Now, normally you probably already have a thank you page and it would say something like, thanks for subscribing. We look forward to communicating soon, or you'll get an email from us once a month with our newsletter. Thanks very much for joining, something like that. But we need to slightly alter the wording on this because we need to remind them that they've got to click a confirmation link in their email before they'll get anything from us. So we just simply double click here to edit the text. This is just a normal text box. You'd have this on your thank you page as well. And you just need to maybe just alter the text ever so slightly. So you can just, type whatever you want in here. But the words that I've got on the screen there might be a good sort of starting point. You've got a little thing there to remind them to check their email. You're explaining why, and again, what they need to do. Click and check the link, or click the link within the email to confirm your subscription. So just some little reminders there to guide them for that. We then also have a confirmation page. So you might remember once they then do end up clicking the confirm link in that email we send them, there's a confirmation page that says, thank you for confirming. We need to adjust that as well. And that's just here, confirmation page. So normally this isn't actually used. If you've just got a normal subscription form, this little bit isn't really used, but it's always there, obviously. But if you don't have double opt-in, you don't actually need to do anything with this page. But since we do have double opt-in, we just need to, again, tweak the wording on here ever so slightly to say, thank you, your subscription has now been confirmed. You'll now receive our emails. Just something to that effect is good to put there on that confirmation page. And then we press save. So that's those first couple of steps there done. We have adjusted the subscription forms thank you page, and we've also gone and adjusted the confirmation page, which in a normal scenario isn't used, but now is because we are doing the double opt-in. Step 3 is we now need to create a quick email with a little confirmation link in it that the user then clicks on, and this is the email that we send automatically. I'm just going to come into messages here on the little sidebar here. And to save you from sitting for 10 minutes and watching me build an email, I've already got one. So I'm just going to double click on that to open it up. It can be any sort of email you like. You can even personalize it with the first name, as you can see there. The main thing we need to do is add a link to it. Now, this could be, I could highlight this text here if that's the thing we want them to click on, and then press the link icon. But I'm going to put a nice big obvious button in here. I could do the link as well, by the way. I could link this text and the button if I want to, but let's just drag in a button, pop it in there, and I'm going to do a few things. Firstly, I'm going to come in and just change the background color to match my email over here on the right-hand side. Then in the button, I'm now going to select a link as to where this will go when clicked. And normally, if you're doing an email, you'd put in, the web page here that you want them to go to when they click the link, your online store or survey or something like that. But in this case, what I'm going to do is go to web forms, because you might remember we were over in the forms section looking at our subscribe form and making a few tweaks there to our confirmation. So I need to select web forms here because I want to point it to the confirmation page. So in this case, we're going to link to the confirm subscription page. That's the first step. The second step is, okay, if you've got many lists in Vision 6, like I've got 8 or 9 different lists in my Vision 6 for training purposes, I then need to choose which lists confirmation page I'm going to send them to. And you might remember I was doing it on my customers list. And there it is down there. So first step is to choose what to link to. It's the confirm subscription page. And what list is it for? Well, in my case here was the customers list. And then we go insert. Now, I probably can also maybe make this button look a bit nicer. So we can go confirm subscription as the text. And then I'll just change the color to match our branding there. And you've got the usual tools here if I wanted to make that bold, maybe round the corners a little bit like that, up to you. So just sort of adjust any settings as required. I might make that button a little bit bigger on some email programs. The font is always a little bit bigger than what we specify, just the way it works. So I might make it ever so slightly bigger. And there we go. I'll now save that message. If I wanted to, I could link this as well, press the link icon and do exactly the same as before, choose the web form, and off we go. That's step 1, 2, and 3 done. So we've got the email ready to send. We've got the subscription form all set up, ready to go. It's got the right information and messaging on it. The only thing we need to do now, though, is tell Vision 6 to automatically send that email we just built whenever someone subscribes. Because if we don't do that, then people will just be subscribing to our list, but they'll never get a chance. They'll never be offered the chance to confirm their email address and get that step through. So for that, we go to automation on the left-hand side. And this is just a standard automation, which is available on all plans. So I'm going to make a new one. And I want to build my own. So I'll press create next to that one there. A couple of quick steps here. What is the trigger that triggers this automation? Well, it is the subscribe event. whenever someone subscribes to our list. Remember, they're filling in the subscription form. That's what triggers our next steps to occur. Step 2, which list are we monitoring for subscribes? Well, it's going to be my customers list, the one I was using before. Excellent. Steps 1 and 2 done there. Step 3, okay, great. When someone subscribes to this list, what message are we going to send them? Well, I'm going to send them that email I was just building before, which was called subscription confirmation email. You can call it anything you like. I've called it subscription confirmation email because it makes it very easy to see and to find there as well. So I can also press preview there to see what it looks like, just to make sure I've got the right one selected, which I do. So that's great. And you can see it's personalized too. So another option there you can add if you want. And okay, great. So now when someone subscribes to this list, we'll send them this, but when? Immediately. You can delay it if you want to, but in most cases, you probably want to configure it to send immediately. So we'll press save on there, and it will create that for you here in the automations. If you've got a few like I do, it just pops it there at the bottom, but I might just rename it so I can easily find it. And other staff members that might be using the system will know exactly what it's doing. So I might just call it send confirmation email, but that's it's running and ready to go. So now what will happen if someone goes to my subscribe form here? So I'll probably have it embedded on my website, or I can even just send a link out to it on social media. There's also an option here to just have a link straight to the form. So this can be sent on social, that kind of thing. And whenever someone fills this in and subscribes, this page will appear. Then the automation will send the email immediately. They'll get it, 20 to 40 seconds later, depending on their email program. They click the confirmation link, and then they get sent to this page automatically. So all that we've just done in those couple of minutes there in the various different steps. However, there is a couple of little things to note. When we now send emails from Vision 6, we need to do a little search within the sending screen to filter out email addresses that are not confirmed. If we want to do that as well, that's another great thing to do there. So we'll go to the email message, and let's just pretend I'm sending out just a generic newsletter. Maybe this one here. So a few months have passed, it's been turned on, working well, people are confirming their subscriptions and so on. And I want to send out this, let's say it's our October newsletter, for example. So when I now go to the email sending screen, everything's as normal. We choose our contacts here. Normally you'd probably go and do entire list, but that would include people who have not confirmed their email address. So one little small adjustment here, we need to use the search tool under advanced selection. And we need to search for, and this will be at the bottom of your list. If you've got a long list like me, it'll be towards the bottom as well, under this little line. These are all system fields here. I want to look for confirmation status is confirmed. So only those users that have gone through and actually clicked that button to confirm their subscription, they automatically get turned to a confirmed contact. And I just want to send to those people. I don't want to send to people that didn't bother to confirm. So I'll press next. And I don't have any confirmed contacts because all the ones I've got haven't gone through this process yet. But you would generally see if you had 100 confirmed contacts and 3 that never went through with it, then this would say 100 because it would have just filtered out those 3 that were not included in the send. And off you go. You can then schedule it or do whatever you need to do, review and send, and off it goes to just those confirmed contacts. Something else you might like to optionally do, maybe once a month or something, pop this on your sort of housekeeping to-do list as if you wish. You can remove those who never went through with that confirmation step because maybe they didn't do it in the end, or the email address they put in was fake or wrong, and it never could send them that confirmation email in the first place. So I'll quickly show you also how to remove those that never went through with that confirmation process. So we're here on the contacts screen, and we've got all of our contacts here. And we want to do another quick search, very similar dialogue to before. And we want to search for, again, right down the bottom here, these are all system fields. We want to search for people that have not confirmed their email. So confirmation status is unconfirmed. In my case, because I don't have any confirmed contacts, this should be everyone. Yes, all of my 9 contacts are not confirmed. So you would then choose them all. There's a select all option, and then you can then go and delete them. Because remember, if this confirmations thing is something you want to set up, if someone hasn't gone through and ever gone through this process, you might as well delete them because they don't want your emails. They never went through with the process, or their email was wrong, bounced, incorrect. So they'll never get the email in the first place anyway, potentially. So here's what you could do. You could then go through and delete all of those unconfirmed contacts. And you may choose to run that once a month or once a week, depending on how frequently your list size is changing as well. And as I mentioned, that could potentially be a cost saving there as well, because you're removing contacts that never confirmed. They probably don't want your email or can't get your email anyway. Take them off. You can potentially save a bit of money if that drops you down to a lower contact bracket as a result of that. And there you go. That's how to set up double opt-in. It makes sure that your lists are nice and clean. You're only sending to contacts that have valid and real email addresses and that actually want your contact. So it will decrease your bounce rate, increase your engagement, and increase your sender deliverability and that kind of thing as well. Now, if you'd like to go through all these steps, if you'd like to know more about how this works, and you will, of course, have the recording available for this as well, but we can also jump onto this URL here at the top of the screen, tinyurl.com/vision6doi, short for double opt-in. That will take you to this page here in our support center, and that will walk you through the exact same process, how to set up your form, the thank you pages, and then, of course, how to configure the automation to send that. So nice little guide there that walks you through that. And of course, if you need a hand, our support team are available as well. Thank you very much for joining today's session. Hope you enjoyed it. My name's Andy. Have a great day. Thanks again.